Did you get one of these invitations too?
Yeah. I think we're being recruited by a campus secret society. So exciting.
Enter, gentleman and gentlewoman.
To become a member of the Consoles and Systems Society, you must complete a task.
What task is that?
Help us through World 8 in the game New Super Mario Bros. Wii.
Milo keeps stealing my fire flowers.
They call out to me, man.
You could have just asked.
Yeah, it just seems so much cooler with the whole secret society thing.
Welcome to Nintendo Week. I'm Gary.
And I'm Allison. It's our last week here at Nintendo Week University, and we're gonna finish making our games with WarioWare D.I.Y.
Hey dudes, why not round out your university experience by signing up for some out-of-sight extracurricular activities?
Ooh, I'm gonna join the Stargazing Club and check out Military Madness Nectaris for the WarioWare service.
Yeah!
I'm going out for Monster Hunting Team. I hear they train with Monster Hunter Tri for the Wii console.
Whoa!
Gary, I think you blew his mind.
Yeah, sometimes I have that effect on people. It's time to keep working on our micro games with the game WarioWare D.I.Y. Last week we created the backgrounds, objects, and soundtrack.
And since then, we've been hard at work, refining and tweaking them to make them perfect.
Now we're ready to move on to the next step, programming the action instructions.
This is the part where you tell WarioWare D.I.Y. how to take all the components you've created so far and put them together into a game.
I've been working on my game for a while now. Let me show you what I've done so far. So if you remember, my game is a reenactment of the chicken incident when the chicken broke through the door and tore apart the set. So first I set the door at a specific place on the background. Then I have to decide what I wanted to happen when the player interacted with the door. So I set it so that when the door is tapped, a series of things will happen. I wanted the door to disappear and the chicken to appear. So that meant I needed to have the art change to the Chicken Man. I also wanted a switch to turn on. We'll talk more about that later. Then I wanted the chicken to make a run for it when he appears. So I want the trigger to be that when he makes contact with something, this spot, something else will happen. And then I'm gonna add another action, and that's gonna be to go west. And this time I want him to go fast, because remember, he really tore apart the set. One last thing is I want it to seem like he's really doing some damage to the set. So I can add what's called a shake effect. That's it.
Great. So Gary, I ended up doing a lot of the same things that you did. In my game, I'm dealing with 3 different objects, and if you remember, I have 3 hats in my game, and you're trying to locate who stole Allison's lunch. So the first object you're dealing with is the wizard hat. When the wizard hat is tapped, I wanted the hat to travel upwards and play a coin sound effect. In my game, if the player picks the incorrect hat, I wanted the game to end in a loss. Now the chef's hat works in exactly the same way. Now Dark Gary's hat is where things get a little bit more interesting. If you'll remember last week, I drew 2 phases for Dark Gary's hat because I wanted it to wiggle. So I wanted the hat to be played on loop. Again, I wanted it to work like the other hats, to go north to reveal, in this case, Allison's lunch. Now because I'm not a big Dark Gary fan, I had to add a booing sound effect. And that's it. That's how the game works.
Wow, yours is really coming along.
Yours too. Hey, let's meet up again later to finish them. I have to get to my first Stargazing Club meeting.
Have fun.
Thanks.
I don't know. I don't see anything. Wow!
I'm electing you club president.
Thanks, Milo. Hey, it's the moon. There's a game of Military Madness Nectaris going on. Military Madness Nectaris is a turn-based strategy game set on the moon. You have to defeat an army of escaped prisoners before they destroy the Earth. You have 50 turns per battle to strategically move your units across the hex-gridded map and attack. To claim victory, you must destroy all enemies or take control of the army base. Each unit has different abilities and movement patterns, so you have to strategize every move. You can also play with or against faraway friends using the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection.
Wow, that sounds great. Can I see that?
Military Madness Nectaris is available now for 1,000 Wii points from the WarioWare service.
Hey, it's a moon man.
It helps if you point the telescope at the sky, Milo.
Oh, yeah. That's why you're the president.
We're in the home stretch. Time to set the win conditions.
Games can be won or lost in a variety of different ways. I'm going to use what's called a switch. Basically, I'm telling the game when this switch is on, that means that the player has won. So I just have to connect the switch to the object, which is the door/chicken in my game, and make sure that the switch is on. So now the game knows that when the door is tapped, the switch goes on and the player has won.
Mine works in a very similar way. If you remember when I did the action instructions for Dark Gary's hat, I made it so when you tap the hat goes up and a switch is turned on. Now that same switch also signifies the confetti to fall. Now all I have to do is go into my win conditions and make sure the game recognizes that that switch going on signifies the game has been won. And there we have it.
Great, we're almost done with our games. Now it's time for me to go to my first monster hunting meet. I'm so excited.
Good luck.